Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. A number of you have commented in recent videos that I ought to send my own CQ when I think a band is dead, when I don't hear any signals on it. I ought to send my own CQ. Maybe everybody else is listening and waiting for somebody to send CQ. And I think I wrote an article about that once, and it might have appeared in QST or 73 magazine, but I called it the dead band syndrome, something like that. It's an illusion sometimes. The band might be wide open, but everybody assumes that it's dead, so they just sit there and listen for somebody to send CQ, and they don't hear anybody because everybody else, you know the drill. And that reminds me of the very first time I worked on the 15-meter band. It was when I was a novice, way back in 1966. And one of the crystals for that Viking Adventurer transmitter was on 7035 kilocycles, which was not in the novice portion of the 40-meter band, and I couldn't understand why did they supply that crystal with that transmitter. I think I only had one other crystal, one or two others. One was in the 80-meter band, and the other was in the 40-meter band, both the novice CW portions of the band back in 1966. And I didn't have enough room for a good 80-meter antenna, or so I thought. So I had a 40-meter dipole and was working on 7185 kilocycles with the crystals supplied by that, for that band. But not the 7035, because that wasn't in the novice band. I thought, well, when I get my general class license, I'll be able to use that crystal. And then my Elmer W0GLE, Golf Lima Echo, his name was Bill. He was pretty old then. He's long departed to more interesting ham radio bands. But he told me, well, you can use that 7035 kilocycle crystal at the third harmonic on 15 meters. That'd be 21105 kilocycles, which was in the novice part of the band. And moreover, my 40-meter dipole, 1/2 wavelength long on 40 meters, would would resonate also on 15 meters as a 1.5 wavelength dipole antenna. So I was all set to go on. So I went up to that band at 15 meters and listened around, and there was no signal to be heard. But I went ahead and sent CQDX, 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 DEWN0, OKV, WN0, Oscar Kilo Victor was my novice call sign in Rochester, Minnesota at the time. And I didn't expect any answer. I mean, there were no signals on the band, right? But a very weak signal on my very first CQ came back to me. Now, it was a VE3, which technically, if it's in a different country, it's DX. But he answered me on the very first CQ on what I thought was a dead band. So thank you, viewers, for reminding me of the dead band syndrome, or the dead band illusion. And when I get to feeling better some afternoon or evening, probably afternoon, I'm going to try that. I'm going to go up to some band where I don't hear any signals and get on a good part of the band and send a few CQs and see what happens. I've always been a listener, not a talker, except on YouTube, where I yammer aplenty. like right now. But I'm going to try that and let you know what happens. It may be a while, though, because, as I said, I've been very busy contending with my injured, my foot ulcer, and also some other health problems that really make me want to just lay around all the time anyway. Just, poor me, boo-hoo. I'm just lucky to have a house that's paid for. I don't have any debt, and I don't have any problems that a lot of people are having right now because of the economic sanctions or economic measures, consequences of the result of the coronavirus problem. I'm suffering from those same issues, except I'm a hermit to start with, so being alone doesn't bother me much. I'm in a lone lockdown with no debt whatsoever and a ham radio that will work with my antenna all the way from 14 megahertz up to the top of the 10 meter or even the 6 meter band. It'll work. So, time to give it a shot. When I feel it's hard, it's hard even to make these videos sometimes. And no, I don't have COVID-19. I don't have any of the symptoms of that. And if I did think I had it, I'd stay out of that petri dish, one in the hospital, where if I didn't have it when I went in, I'd sure get it there. That's my opinion, of course. And I've yammered quite more than enough. Now, if I get this much energy, I'll get down there, hook up the antenna. It's just a matter of screwing a BNC connector to a male to a female BNC connector and going for it. So, if I do get any results, I'll let you know. I'm sure you can hardly wait. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, signing off, saying 73 for now, and so long, which, in my native fist, always translates to da-da-da-da-da-da.